Do you go to church?
Yes, sometimes only when my mom is not sleeping.
I'm sorry?
That's why I can also write sighted, because
Really?
Because I was in a sighted school, I can write sighted, but I can't look.
And sometimes it might take a whole lesson just to learn one bar. That's how slow the Braille music notation is. So what you see here is very many thousands of hours of hard work. We're going to play the concerto for you now.
So nou moet jy goed scan met jou klikkie en jy gaan om die baan loop. Okay. Gaan maar. Okay, dis nie die inbaan. Goed, draai vir my op. Stap jy na my toe. Maar klik. Jy moet klik, gaan terug. Die nou het jy gesien na jou bal, jy gaan nog verder terug. Nou gaan jy vir my klik, stap na my toe. Jy moet steeds klik. En stap op die kamer. Jy moet goed staan. Jy beweeg jou kop genoeg nie, beweeg jou kop van links na rechts. And I want you to touch the pole, just touch the pole. Where's that pole? Raak aan die paal as jy moet kry.
Good job! Oh, this is amazing.
So actually you can hear this different from
You can hear it.
into the strain. Hello.
Yeah,
You hear the difference?
Yes.
With this
Yeah, so
strain.
we start with this.
Okay.
And then we go to smaller.
So I'll tell you, look at this, have a look,
And
see how big it is.
This big. It will be I want to find.
So I'll show you how big it is, now I'll take it away. Okay, now we need to see. Now hold it anywhere, you must try to find it. So scan, kijk waar is het? Wijs mij, dan drop je aan het.
Good.
Okay.
Ooh.
Something smaller.
Then you take, for instance, this thing, it's now smaller, have a look at it, you see how big it is? Okay, now find it.
Oh yes, amazing.
Sometimes, like in the beginning, now I starting to, from the smaller ones, I starting to let them make a little group and say perform a drama or dance with each other or like that, because they are real individuals in the beginning. So they don't, because when we have the other school that are now the Langere campus there down, that was the sighted learning disability people, so they could see, and they didn't want to be in the group in front of them or with them. So I think that was not very nicely for them. But I think it's better now when they are just all blind and they are equal in their disabilities. Yeah, I think that is, they like to be in a gathering together, you know. The main thing for me is to get them better children, to help themselves in life, to get over the issues, to help them playing, say for example, the piano and get all the feelings and the stress and the whatever out of their systems, or yeah, just to be someone in life that isn't must be in the corner and not noticed in life.
So they do share.
The places where they came from is not always, I think, they are just sitting there in the corner and they are not really bothering about the blind kid there. And I think there is a lot of, from the other kids in the area, they say nasty things to them. They are not part of the group there. So I think it's nice for them here because it's a comfort zone. But the comfort zone, yeah, you cannot be always in your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to move out and you have to face all that things in the outside. So, and therefore, I tried every term to make a music afternoon with the normal schools, like the normal primary schools in the town. And they have, like I've now in October and November one, where their music kids come and they have an afternoon and playing just with my kids. Say for example, our kids do an item and their kids do an item, just to know a little bit of each other, to learn a bit of each other. How will a kid of my age perform, and they as a normal kid see the disability and appreciate what this kid can do without eyes. And I think it's a nice gathering for the kids. They always look forward to it, and everyone learns a lot about it, and yeah, it's always an excited afternoon to do that.
Real music, young money, cash money, brailers.
It eases stuff with snails, features in many tales. Lying, stealing, cheating, but somehow we never fail.
Yes, my elder sister, because she looked after me because my mother worked and my father worked, so yeah. I thought she was my mom at first, and then they told me, no, it's not your mother, it's your sister. My mother is very overprotective. I never get out of the house.
The only time when I get out of the house is when I ask someone to come with me to the shop or when we go and visit someone.
Always in the papers for all the wrong reasons. It's death, eternal life, just like the four seasons.
Outsider like we all are,
but certainly a superstar.
wanted to die, so he's the only one to blame. I'm out.
After starting to teach, I realized I like teaching. I like the two students I had at that stage. I like them, I like teaching them, and I like meaning something to somebody.
Especially those who became blind afterwards.
Yes, and that was the case with both Amanda and Lakona, is that they needed the help because they both became blind at a later stage, and they had a bit of a braille background, but they needed a lot of help. to go back and figure out what is really going on here.
Sorry, you want to finish?
Yes, at the end of last semester I said to Mrs. Dubois, if I could, I would really want to come back and carry on teaching, because I love the students and this is really something that means a lot to me. In the beginning of this term I would have started with 2 students, but it ended up doubling to 4 and then it became 7 or 8, and nowadays I've got 5 Braille students and 4 internet students a day on average, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't like being idle. I don't like sitting around and doing nothing when I know that I could have been working, and then it makes me feel very bored and lost.
Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
No, it's difficult to fit in with them because it seems, according to my understanding, they are not used to someone who is blind, because most of the time when I'm in church, then they don't concentrate on what they are listening. They don't listen to the pastor. They just looking at me.
Oh,
yeah. I will say the place here in Worcester is much more better for blind people, because it seems that most of the people are familiar with blind people. As in where in my place, people will watch at you, will laugh at you, make funny jokes about you. So yeah, I will prefer Worcester rather than my hometown. They are not in a way of assisting me. Like if I will ask them to take me somewhere, they will refuse, or maybe sometimes they are shy to work with me in the street. But the one who comes after me is always willing to assist me or to go with me somewhere.
okay. So I'm here, but I tell always for Jessica, I'm here because I'm your mother now. You must listen to me. Or when I go to hospital with him, then I tell, don't be so loud, there's a lot of people. You are a lady, don't act like a small girl.
Okay. Our own song with our own beat and we write it ourselves.
Okay, you just quickly find your form.
You made the beat by yourself?
Yep.
Is it called Bring It On?
Yes.
Okay, and then Richie goes along. Okay. Okay, fine, I'm ready for you. This is your own composition.
Yes.
Okay, I'm writing that in as well. I'm
I'm
ready for you guys.
Is there a plate here?
Yes. Oh my word, you guys are prepared, eh? Okay, here is the
Masih dengan kumpulan oke, jadi masih inspirasi.
Inspirasi? Ini bisa. Lakukan. Ini sudah. Dah sudah. Kalau cukup boleh.
Dat is zo lekker voor. Wat is dit? En ook hier wat ik doe. Oeh, vrek. Skrek. Ja, dat is rijk, mensen.
Are you ready, ma'am?
Okay, I'm ready for you. Right, go.
Yeah. You already know me, man. And I go by the name of Young Twins. And I brought my little homie with me, man. TRP, what up, dog? Shout out to Fiona. Until for now, I just want you to sit back and relax and let the words flow over you. And like water in a fountain. Cause you know what? We're gonna answer all your questions. Yeah, boy.
Bring it on, bring it on, if you feel it. Bring it on, bring it on, if you feel it. Bring it on, bring it on, if you feel it. With the best that you ever had, best that you ever had. Bring it on, if you feel it. Bring it on, bring it on, if you feel it now. Bring it on, bring it on, if you feel it. Wave your hands in the air, wave your hands in the air.
I got a clean heart, brains fully dirty. Heading for the top, all the jiggers kill them, baby. My flow so flexible, everyone on it. It's young, being young, who's your brother, bet on it. I set them up on fire, but I am not a devil. I hit on my future, I took from my level. Time to the roof, and hip hop is a mother tongue. Like Jay-Z, I want to live for every young.
I have 4 children of him, and we are all happy. Happy family. I have 4 daughters.
4 daughters?
4 daughters, yes. My youngest daughter is 22. The one, the small one, Monisa.
Okay.
That is my baby daughter.
Alright. Sarah, your daughters?
I live in Leuven Park.
Okay.
My eldest daughter's name is Leuven. She's almost the 23rd of December. She's going to be 15 years old. And the other one is 5 years. And the baby is now 7 months.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay. That's a very nice age. Do you have to pick up the phone?
We stay in a flat, not of our own, it's the municipality flat. It's nice to stay there, but sometimes these gangs and something like that, but I don't worry about them. I live my own way.
If you raise your children properly,
yes, I raise my children, they must stay in home. I have one daughter who was busy with drugs for 6 years. She gave me a lot of problems. But now she is quite fine. Because I tell her to go out of my home. I can't stand it with a drug addict. And she's going out and she's walking and sleeping in the street or the plane. And I don't worry because I do my bit for her. And she don't want to listen to me. And last year she was in jail for 9 months. And after that she's finished with drugs and all that.
She's back with you now?
She's back with us now again. She's now a new person. The person I raised up.
You must never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up.
I basically stay with my granny, and I love being with her than my mother, because when my granny tells the story that at the age of 3 months old, I didn't want to sleep by my mother. She just breastfed me, and I would cry after that, and my granny must come and get me. So since then I became granny's child.
How about the song that you sang to me, Sia, Amanda and Babu? How about that song?
You know it? Before my room.
Oh, you can't get a better one.
How the garden is called, I'm going to
Do you know which one I mean?
Which one? Yeah, the one that's Babalo and CNI.
Yes.
The one they sang now?
No, they sent to me in the room.
That is the one that we sang now.
No.
Huh? No, not just now.
Before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before my Lord. And you want it? That one. Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
And then ting yo. Must look at some games, some fucking back ting. City 1, 2, and then city. My guess it
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay. The kind of go. Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord.
Before my Lord.
Before my Lord, my Lord. Before my Lord. Ngobanina abantu bakhe ngobanina abantu bakhe.
But at the beginning, I didn't have any media. Nothing, not a brain, nothing. So I was relying on the readers to read for me, and then I would do it on the computer. But now at this time, I can read the brain. 6 months, and then I've studied brain for 6 months, and then now I can read the brain on my own. Even my younger brother used to ask me, are you really blind? I was like, yes, why? And she was like worried about it. He was like worried very much. They were worried at first time. But now they see that no, I've accepted the situation now. Now they are better also.
How did you manage to accept it?
I went to the psychologist.
Okay.
Yeah, the NPE. And then even by the time I went to the psychologist, it was this thing that she's telling me, it's getting in here and it's like going out on this side of the eye. And then I was like, I don't want to listen. I didn't want to listen to anyone giving me the advice. I don't want to listen to anything. And then, up until my aunt took me to her place. And then she sat down with me and told me, Amanda, this is not the end of the world. And you even without the vision, you still have life. I said, and I was like, no, Mama, what is the use of living if you're going to live the life of being dependent? You see? And then she said, no, and then she sent me to, there is a place said it's called Ngosanati Foundation for the partially sighted and the blind people there. I went there to attend the lost support groups. And then that's when I met people. That's when I met Lindy.
Okay.
Yeah, I met Lindy there and the other people who are blind. And I said, no, man, it's not only me who's blind. I thought maybe it's only me. Why is this thing happening to me? And then I saw many of people there. And then we were in the support group. And then people were talking, motivating each other. Up until I got the information about the institute here, the blind.
At home, it's me and my sister and 2 brothers and 2 uncles that stay with us. And we are a big family, but we don't stay all together in one house. But when we held our traditional ceremonies and so on, the family comes together and we visit each other. But my granny is just that person who doesn't, she's always in the house. She can't spend a day without her house, so she's not that person who goes and visit. The other family members would come to us. And
Okay.
yeah.
What are the people in that place are living from? Do they farm? Do they have animals?
No, it's in a location. They live from it's an informal settlement. You see shacks.
Okay.
And if the government once gave the people bricks and cement to build their houses, but there was a lot of fraud involved. So they were going to be supplied people that were going to build the houses, but it wasn't like that. So if you had a little bit money, you build your own house from the material that government gave you. So we were fortunate enough that my granny had something, and we stayed in a shack, but now we do live in a house, a proper house, I would say, more or less. But we still have neighbors who lives in shacks, so it's an informal settlement. And people live there basically of small businesses selling chips and sweets and paraffin, vegetables and fruit. People live from that. There are some people who work, but the majority lives from that, or they would make their homemade beer and sell. they live through that. And sometimes families, just one person is working. Or in other houses, nobody's working. They go to town and they, in the drums, you know, they see, maybe you put your old things in your drum, ne? And you put it outside. They would go and see, okay, here's a t-shirt, and they put it in a bag, and here's bread, or here's an old radio, and they would come back and come and sell that radio and knock on the doors of the white people and ask for old things, you know, and come home. So it's like when they go out in the morning, that person who's not employed, the children at home and the wife knows that it's like he's going to work, he's going to come back with something. You see, even if the white people give him 5 tons of baked beans, he will say, okay, these 2 tons we're going to eat, these 3 I'm going to sell it for bread, because you can't just eat the baked beans, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we would say, okay, these 2 we're going to eat, these 3 I'm going to go in the location and sell it. Maybe when he gets the money, he would buy bread and alcohol. It's a life like the people drink a lot, you know. You know, in an informal settlement, they drink a lot, and yeah, but they do their best. And they would go and washing, and you would give him 50 rand or 100 rand for the day, you know. Yeah, so it's that lifestyle that we have. Or you will sell your veggies, like us at home. We sell, my granny sells vegetables, and she would buy a case of beer. Yeah, and she would sell it. So at least there is income daily, you know. Even if it's 50 rand, it's 20 rand for electricity. So yeah. So there are schools for Xhosa speaking, because we are an area where we are colors different. We are Xhosas there, we are coloreds, you know. So there are schools for Xhosas, high schools, primary schools. There are schools for Afrikaans speaking, English speaking. There are schools all over. Church. There are, my neighbor, at my house, there's a church, you know. So there are church, there is everything. And a little bit far away, there are factories, you know. So yeah, there is.
So
but they just drop out.
They drop.
And it's drugs, and it's alcohol, and they try to make a living. They rob, they go in and out of jail. A person would be in jail for 7 years. They would come out only 2 weeks. They back in again in jail. Young people. So yeah. They would go to their jobs during the week. So when they get paid, a person would, mama, here's money for food, and this is mine, and they will drink weekends. It's not that situation that every day when your father comes or your uncle comes, it's fighting, because sometimes you will hear the neighbors, the children are running, the mother must run with the children because daddy came drunk home, and it's fighting, you know. So I'm very, very glad and grateful to God that I'm not in that situation. Shamel, she was sitting next to me. She was reading to me like she does in the other classes when other teachers is coming in. So Shamel said, no sir, it's me. Why are you making a noise in my class? No sir, I'm reading for Lindy. No, why are you reading for? No sir, she can't see on the board. He knows. But then he said, are you a parrot? Huh? You look there and you repeat again what you're reading. Are you a parrot? She must stand up and go to the board and see for herself and come and sit. I know, it was hell, but I pulled through, you know. Yeah, so I would stand up and go and try to get 2 sentences in my head and write, stand up again, you know. And sometimes after school I would borrow other children's books and to take home and write the things, you know. Yeah, but my eyesight got worse in grade 7. Yeah, in grade 7, because primary school was only till grade 7. Yeah, standard 5. So it got so worse that I didn't know. I started getting stressed and frustrated at school. But during that time, I was coming here to Cape Town, to Groote Hospital. They were busy with me, yes. And when I was in grade 6, I started asking around of a school here in the hospital by the nurses. Because I was that person, talkative person, little alien there in the hospital. They would say I'm the little nurse because when the nurse comes around, I'm there, I'm pushing that trolley, and I would be the little nurse. Okay, so I asked, and the social worker there in Grooteskuur Hospital told me, no, there is a school in Cape Town.
Okay.
So can I make arrangements for you? And then I said yes. And she said, but your parents must come. I said, we don't have money. I used to come since I was 10 years old. I traveled 12 hours from Eastern Cape to Western Cape on my own, talking with the doctors, taking decisions. No, do the operation on this eye, don't do, because we didn't have money for someone to accompany me. It was supposed to be like that, but from 10 years old. How did you manage it
if you already couldn't see? You were taking a bus?
Yes, I was taking a bus. I relied on the people. I just trusted God and people, you know. Auntie, you must tell me when we are in Belleville station. Oh, yes, my child. Uncle, you must tell me when we are at the garage so I can buy me something to eat. Driver, will you know, it was like that for the whole 12 hours to Grooteskuur, and again from Grooteskuur, it will be people helping me. Would you please help me to go to the toilet? And people would be nice. Do you have something to eat? No, I don't have. They would give me, you know, do you want to go to the toilet? It was like that. Yeah, so that's why still now I'm not scared to travel. You would tell me that go to New York. I was never to New York, but I will go. I don't fear.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that
course, I had to move from my flat. Now I stay in our separate entrance at home. Father of life, draw me closer. And I had to move back into the house so that at night my mom could keep an eye on me and make sure that I'm okay, that I don't fall over anything.
Yeah.
And this one day I found my way into my flat just to go and get something. And as I was there, you know, I just started thinking things through. And I happened to be in the bathroom at that particular moment, and I just realized that you know, I realized that what was happening is something major. And I just remember uttering these words. I just said, well, I'm beginning to realize now that now is not the time to be afraid.
True.
There's no time to be afraid now. It is time to be brave. And it was at that point that God started working with me. He started showing me things from His Word. You know, just showing me that He's in control, that He's with me.
Lindy, it's expensive school, it's white people's schools, and why didn't you tell me? I say, Mama, the social worker said she's going to help me, she's going to provide, she's going to be my sponsor, and you know. So I knew that if I would talk over the phone, she wouldn't understand, so I must do this in front of her and try to make her understand, and yeah. So I had to be an adult at a very young age and try to convince people, try to understand, try to know how to ask questions if I don't understand, you know. So in grade 8, I could still see a little, and I came to Cape Town to do my grade 8, and in that year I got blind, totally blind. And I thank God that it happened when I was in the school with other blind children, you see. Because maybe if it happened at home, I wouldn't understand because there's nobody in the situation. And people would try to talk to me and comfort me, but I would say, you don't understand because you're not in the same situation. So even before that, I remember my uncle bought me a mirror with 2 sides. The other side is the normal size. When you turn, it's a bigger size because I had an eye problem. So I would look at myself in this bigger side, and I would look at my eyes. My eyes started to change color, you know, and so I would be called an alien and whatever, you see. So the other day I remember
who would call you?
Other children. My eyes started changing, was green, and they would do those funny things.
The children?
Yes. The children would call me that, and you know, people would be ugly towards you, I don't know, yeah. So the other day I remember, at that time we were still staying in the shack, and I was so, I don't know, depressed, and it was starting, at that time, you were 10 or 11 years, you were starting talking with your friends, girlfriends, about boys, you know, and I thought, no boy's gonna like me with these ugly eyes, you know. So we're starting to think that, but I remember one day I said, if I would go blind while I was looking in the mirror, and I was someone who tried to talk alone, you know, that what, inner conversation, something like that. Yeah, I would talk to myself. So I told myself the other day that, Lindy, if you do get blind, you are still Lindy. That's where everything stopped. That's where I stopped saying, though, no one will love me, you know. So yeah, so when I got to the school and bang, I became blind, it wasn't difficult for me because I told myself, I knew I could see that I was going to be blind. So I was motivating myself and, you know, so it wasn't a big deal for me getting blind. I was prepared and I was in a good environment with blind people who I see that, no, if this child can do this, why must I sit and cry about being blind? You know, so it was like that. And I think, I got blind around July.
Okay.
I didn't tell them at home. I told them I was supposed to go September home on a holiday. But you had an option because you're coming from far. You could stay for those small holidays in the school.
Okay.
So I said, I'm not going home. My granny said, okay, are you coming home for the holiday? I said, no, Mama, I'm not going home because we have to. I lied. Because I wasn't thinking about myself now being blind. I thought about them. How are they going to handle this when I tell them that I'm blind? Because when I left home, I could still see and do things on my own and see colors and whatever. So I needed strength and the guts to tell them. I didn't go home. There was no reason. It was I couldn't face. I was thinking about how they're going to feel, my granny, my mother, my brothers. December, I was forced to go home. I must go home. Everybody must go home. So I had to do it a week or 2 weeks before I go home. And I gathered guts and strength and I called and I told them the news. They were crying after I dropped the phone. I asked for my sister picked the phone up and I said, is my granny there? She said yes. And my mother's there. She's not staying with us, but that day she came to visit. And I said, okay, don't give the phone to granny. Give my mother because I can't tell it to my granny. I want her to hear from somebody else, you know. So it was like that, and my mother told them, and people were crying and whatnot. So I came home after they finished their crying. Even at home, they say, my aunts, who doesn't even stay with me, they say, you know what, to the people, they say, you know what, the reason we can live with Lindy being blind while we know she was not born blind, it's her who gives us the strength and to see that no, man, nothing is wrong, because the way she acts, she doesn't sit in a corner, you know. She takes taxi. If she wants to visit me, auntie, I'm coming, tell my cousin to wait there. I'm here now. I'm 5 minutes away. On my own, I go, you know. So they say I'm making it easier for them. Instead of them feeling sorry for me. And so, no, I live a normal life. If I want to go shopping, I pick my own clothes, and if you say this is nice, and I pull, and no, I don't want it. You can say it's nice, but if I say no, it's not for me, then it's not for me. So, yeah. And I think because I was still young at that time, I didn't really take it in my heart that these people. I just noticed there's another atmosphere, a very tense one, but okay, I'm just glad that I'm home. Yeah, but as time went, I got to teach them because I was the first blind people in the family and that they had to live with. So most of the work I had to do, instead of them reaching out to me, they don't know how, right?
Yes.
I had to reach out to them and even teach them how to the structure of the house. There must be a wall that doesn't have chairs and whatnot, because I would be using that wall too, you know. So it was
so they did change the environment for you?
Yes, they did. And my granny didn't want me to touch a spoon. I want to wash dishes. No, you're gonna get hurt. I want to do this. No. So I had to no, Mama, I want to make bread, you know, flour. And,
yes,
yes. And no, you can't leave it. And I said the other day, oh, okay, you know what I must do here? My brother was going to make the bread, right? The dough. So I said, okay, shh, stay here in the kitchen. I'll make it. You just tell me what to do. And I made, and quiet. And we waited for the bread, and I didn't bake the fat cook. We say it's fat cook. So when they were eating, I asked, Mom, do you know who made that bread? Tabiso made it. Say, no, I made it. So I had to wash dishes and say, so you see, nothing happened. I cut my own bread. You see, nothing happened. If I would say, no, I'm going to cut the bread, they won't allow me, you know. So, yeah, as years went by and time went by, it blended. They just, it's them and my blindness. It just, in the time, get together, and they were used to it, and I was getting used to my life now, and sometimes I would say that, I still say so, that I thank God it's me, because the way I love, if I love a person, when I love completely, and I don't want things to happen to you. So if it was one of them, I don't think I would have been strong enough to see them. My brother could see, but now he can't see, and you know, he's going through this. Sometimes he's frustrated because he's blind. So it's good that it happened to me. I think I'm handling it better than they would ever had. Little children stories about angels and fairies, and no, by our side it's always the animals in the jungle, you know. So it's all about that, around the fire, sitting around the fire, and it would be stories like that. And the men went, there was a ghost in the bush, and he went to hunt, and the children ran. Stories like that, you know. And stories like this girl sitting next to the river, wanting her man, and singing that a man must come, and there the prince appear, and you know. So it's stories like that. And I remember that song of a guy. He had lot of cows, and there were ghosts in the bush who wanted to take the cows and kill him. And he had one cow that his father gave to him, and the cow's name was Dubles. And when he was escaping from the ghost and whatever, he got on this cow and he sang, Dubles, 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 Dubles. It's like he say, Dubles, run, the ghosts are coming. Dubles, run, the ghosts are coming. So I know songs like that. And when I was a little bit older, and my uncle had a child, that's the first time I heard my granny singing a lullaby song. But it goes, la la ba ba la la, mamuye vasin kunzen cooks like, sleep baby sleep, mommy went to work, working for you.
If you can think it all night over, feet. It's sometimes hard to get on the ground and find your own feet. Sometimes hard to the night to fall asleep. To fall asleep. If you can love me till tomorrow, there'll be so much only sorrow. Try it again, try until tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow. And every time when things go wrong, let's stand together. And every time when things go wrong, let's not fall down the ladder. Sometimes it's hard to make ends meet. It's sometimes hard to get on the ground and find your own feet. Sometimes hard to the night to fall asleep.